Hello and welcome. My name is Martina and you are watching the knitting podcast by the name Kiknadze. I have been absent for a whole month. Well, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, for a whole month. And as you noticed, the name of this episode, have I been knitting? The answer is not as much as I would want to. I haven't been knitting much. Most of the time I was quite depressed and not in the mood to do anything with my hands. That's maybe too intricate and too energy draining, so I didn't knit much. No. Did I knit at all? Yes, of course, because by the middle of the month I did actually quite force myself to knit something, and I did a little blog about it that I will insert here. So this episode will be like the monthly recap, because I did small little vlogs here and there and they're not long enough or worthy enough to put into a separate project vlog, so I thought it would be better to do an episode like this. In the beginning of the month we had to move because of our work. The project we were working on, it ended. The company had huge problems, so we of course left, and then we had to change our jobs and everything, and then something else happened, and the whole situation basically got me into survival mode when I was only packing and unpacking our things a lot of times. a lot. I think I packed and unpacked for 8 times during the whole month, and it was not fun. So we actually travel with everything that you need for basic survival. We do travel with it. That means pans, the whole kitchen, the whole bathroom, everything. So it was quite difficult. And our car, it's not a TARDIS, it's not bigger on the inside, although we do fit everything in, which is a miracle. I think we can become licensed Tetris players, because it's just unbelievable how much stuff we fit into few luggages and few boxes, and we're ready to go. So that was the beginning of the month, after which we moved a lot and then had to deal with some stuff, and yeah, I was feeling pretty much down and thought hey, this is not good, I have to overcome this. So I set myself up for a little project, which was, I have it here. So the project that I decided it would be nice to shush away my depression with was a free pattern by Hobby, and it was the Lily bandana. So this is the actual progress that I have made. It is knitted in a mohair type of yarn, so any lace type of yarn is fine. I chose the mohair one because it's also knitted in kid silk, I think, but I just do not want to waste my kid silk on a scarf or a bandana, so I opted for an acrylic option which is this one. And it's all of the yarn is yarn from my stash. So yay! Yay for me! Why I'm talking about the stash, it's because I am making a de-stash. A lot of my yarn takes up a lot of space in the car, and it would be much easier to move around without as many balls of yarn as I have. Although every time I do want to knit something, I find out that the yarn is either in my other yarn stash at my parents' place, or I do not have it, or I de-stashed it and gave it to somebody else. So yeah, it's difficult. Life on the road is quite difficult. Yeah, back to the project. So the Lily bandana I started a few times, and it is a project where you use beads. And I didn't want to use the beads because I knew it would be pain in the neck. So I thought, no, I will not use beads. I will make like some lay-ins. I will use another color, which would not work because it's a bandana, and I do actually want to have it like this nice sleek finish when it's the same on the front and on the back. So I tried. I really tried, but it did not work. So I went to the nearest study and bought some beads. And the beads are lovely. They might be a bit small, but it's fine. It's fine. I made it work. I use like a metal bit for threading all of my beads, and I tried, and it was getting on my nerves. So the whole project is made with beads and yarn overs, which create this lovely image of lilies all over the bandana or the mini shawl, doesn't matter, call it as you want. And well, the problem is that in the beginning, when I wanted to do a bandana, I wanted to do a bandana for my head, not my neck. And as a foreigner, I forgot that the word bandana is also used for like a handkerchief style kind of little shawl that you tie around your neck or around your back and everything. I do know you can transfer this one into a bandana for your head and hair, but I just didn't want to. I decided that it would be nice for like autumn or spring, so I will definitely finish this one. As I said, it's a free pattern on the hobby site. It's really nice, and if you like to learn new skills, it's perfect. Yeah, I did pick this up because I thought I could learn something new. I did enjoy it. At the time, it was just getting on my nerves and draining way too much energy that I was ready to give up. So I decided to change my project. The new project that I made, and I actually finished it, is the Pico bandana, which is absolutely amazing. And ever since I finished it, I didn't have a chance to actually wear it because we didn't go anywhere. So this one is actually not a knitting project but a crochet one, and I did opt for a crochet project especially because it's so fast. Yes, it still did take me 4 or 5 days, but anyways, it was mainly because I was knitting and crocheting only for like an hour a day. I was doing a lot of stuff and my days were pretty full. I did not sleep much. I'm still not sleeping, so yay! But the thing is, I do have my first ever crochet bandana, and it's quite interesting because in all of the years that I do have the skill to crochet, I actually started with crochet and not knitting. I have always wanted to make like a piece of clothing, but I never actually did, and this is the first one that I made, and it's made with Katya, which was 60% cotton and 40% I think acrylic. I still have some leftover, and I will make a tiny little bandana and it will go to my niece so she can enjoy it during the summer. Although I guess I will use a little bit of bigger crochet hook. I did use a 4mm crochet hook, although you are supposed to use a 5mm crochet hook. But what I did was that I didn't just crochet the medium size, which would be enough. I do have a small head. But I knitted the large +1 repeat. The whole pattern is a repeat of 4 rows, and you can just memorize them. It's not that difficult, and at the end you make this picot edge, and it's a lovely piece. So if you have some leftover yarn, you just need 135 meters. So if you have some, use it up, it's amazing. It flies off of the hook. Yeah, so that was the first project that I actually finished, and it felt pretty great because I actually made something, I finished something, and it gave me the boost that I needed. It doesn't mean that I became less depressed. Well, a little bit over time, it gets always better, but it helped. And another project that helped with everything. Oh, I'm in the middle of the room. So another project that helped a lot with this, and there's no point in going to the end of the row because I'm at the turning point. So yeah, you will have to look at it like this. And right now I'm looking for my progress keeper and I cannot, here, I found it. So another project that I did knit on, it's my half and half triangle shawl, which I do have one half and half triangle shawl, but I lost it last year or this year. Well, never mind, I did lose it and then I found it again. So in the meantime, when it was still lost, I did start another one. And this time I call it the unicorn barf. And I always do knit my shawls in acrylic because I use them as blankets and I do like them sturdy, and so in a material that I can actually wash in the washing machine. So as you can see, this is the progress keeper, and I knitted this much on my half and half triangle shawl, which is amazing considering that I knitted on it only for the car rides, the car rides, pretty much basically. And yes, we did travel in between Germany and my home country a lot, which is from the town we were living in 8 hours. But when you're on the road, it's always better to have 4 eyes on the road instead of 2. So I didn't knit much. Yeah. It happens. So the half and half triangle shawl, as I said, is knitted in some acrylic yarn, and it's just some yarn that I bought in Teddy on clearance, and it's nice, it's soft, it's one of them is called Unicorn, the other one I have no idea, I can't remember. It doesn't matter, it's just a brushed acrylic yarn that's really soft to the touch. I also did, it's Kremke. I also did knit a sweater with it, and it's absolutely lovely. It doesn't scratch, it's extremely soft. So yeah, perfect project. And the last project I have, I just cast it on. I know that by the date it should be already warm spring, and we are supposed to be planting all of the flowers in the world, all of the potatoes, carrots and tomatoes and just everything, but it's cold, so I do need a new sweater. So with all of the moving, I did get rid of a lot of my clothes that I do not wear, are too small, too big, just do not fit me anymore, and or too old, you know the drill. And I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knitted sweaters. No, 4 knitted sweaters, 1 cardigan, and that's it. I have few pieces of t-shirts, I have some jeans, I have, you know, just some of the pieces that you can just interchange. I have some pants, I have some underpants, I have, you know, like underwear and everything, but I just do not have like that sweater that's like warm but not too warm, that's enjoyable but not too much. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. I just wanted something that I could throw on and it was warm, but it doesn't take up a lot of space. Yeah, because the sweaters I have, one of them is the Endless Winter that I knitted for the Christmas, but actually finished in February, and it takes up a lot of space. It's this stiff, huge, but really warm sweater, and I love it to bits. I love it to pieces, but it just takes up a lot of space. So even if I wanted to go somewhere, I could not take it. You know, it's too chunky. And I do love chunky sweaters, but yeah, I also need some that are quite thin. So that's why I picked a pattern which is called Piece of Sky, and it's a drops pattern. It's on their side, it's a free one. It's knitted in brushed alpaca silk, which I do have, and I was like, yeah, I want to knit something else with this black yarn, but yeah, my brain cells are not brainian, so not gonna happen. But I do have a lot of it, so I thought, why not to knit this? And it's worked top down with some really nice decorative neck. And it looks really springy and lovely, and of course I'm knitting it in black color, so I can't see anything. And it's quite difficult to actually knit on it, but I love it. And the construction is quite interesting, because what you do is you cast on for the neck just thick strands of garter stitch, which means you just knit all of the rows, and then you just loop it around itself. So you knit 3 stitches, you take the right needle underneath, turn the whole this right portion, and you knit 6 stitches, and again you turn it and knit 6 stitches. And what it creates, I don't know if you can see it because it's black, but it's like these scales. Can you see it? The truth is that I had to knit it a few times because I messed up so much. Also, there is one problem that I found, at least it didn't work for me with this pattern. The fact is that you knit the neckline, after which you have to decrease specific amount of stitches on smaller size needle. So you knit the neckline, I will just check so I do not lie, on the size on 4mm needles, after which you have to decrease on the 4mm needle, and after that you switch to 5mm needle, but you do short rows. Which means if I switch from 4mm needles to 5mm needles and I do short rows, the needles are not fitting at all, and it's a whole struggle. So I had to undo all of my work, start once again, and I did knit with the 4mm needles until I was doing the border, yeah, the decorative stitch with the whole turning of the stitches. But when I got to the decreasing part, I switched to the 5mm needles and it worked perfectly. So after you do the neckline, you start with short rows, as I already mentioned, on the sleeves, and what it creates is extra fabric for the sleeves, extra stitches for the sleeves. So you basically have like a line running down your sleeve. It looks so whimsical, and my tiny little depressed black soul is all for it. So yes, I casted it on. Also, I noticed that I do tend to knit a lot of projects where the model for the garn studio, like this specific model is, she is beautiful. And yeah, for me it plays a huge role in which pattern I will knit. A lot depends on the model that is actually like presenting the knit. So the original pattern is designed for alpaca brushed silk, so I'm actually using the intended yarn for it, and I do enjoy it because not that I do make swatch in other cases, but sometimes, yes, sometimes I do, but especially in this case I do not. I did not do any swatch, I just picked my yarn and started to knit because why not? Why not? I like to live on the edge and live dangerously. So I'm currently at the point where I make the short rows, and with black yarn it's, yeah, I can only knit on this during the daytime, which is nice because I don't knit during the night time anyways. Well, only on my free days when I have some time and I can cozy up in the bed. Also, I only can knit on the bed, which is not really comfortable, so yeah, some of the options are out of the window. So, once again, what I did during my month. My depressive month. My spring depression. Well, I did some diamond painting. Yeah, it was nice. It was really relaxing. Yeah, the thing is, we didn't have any internet connection for most of the month, so I was just doing what I could. And I didn't want to knit because I didn't have the energy for it, so I just sat down, watched some YouTube videos, which I downloaded at a site that I had internet, and came home, watched those, and went to sleep. I slept a lot, and I'm still really tired. The other thing that I was doing was I was playing with my plants, and I actually cut up my monstera, and it's already shooting some roots, so hey, I will show it. It's really lovely. Can you see the tiny little root? Yeah. So it lives just in a glass on my windowsill. And I also helped my plants to survive. One of my plants died after, unfortunately, but I planted another one in the pot. So yeah, it was one of my eldest plants of that kind, and it unfortunately died. So when I saw that it was deceased, it left us. I decided it was time to add some soil for the other ones, and they greatly appreciated, and they grew a lot, like a lot. They are so huge. Maybe it's also connected with the fact that they lived in my kitchen, and my kitchen had no windows, so they only got the light from artificial lights in my kitchen, which were not too strong, but thankfully we usually had the light in the kitchen turned on most of the day, so they got their 8 hours of light. But yeah, not too much light for them, so they are growing so fast, my little babies. Yes, so any plans for this month? Well, I would like to make some project vlogs, because that's what I do, that's what I like to do, and also some pattern testings. That would be fine. Nice. And I would like to knit some summery knits, although it will not be from cotton, because cotton hurts my hands, unless I find some cheap cotton somewhere in the shop. Right now we are on a budget and I cannot afford any new yarn. And once again, I do have some cotton in my stash at my parents' place, but at this moment I'm not able to take this yarn, so I just have to suffer. And I will be knitting my summer pieces, some summery tees and halter tops, and yeah, some stuff from wool. It should be fine, because the summers here are not too hot. They are just nice breezy summers with like 27 degrees. Yeah, we do have a few days with 32 to 35 max, but it's like 5 days top in the year. We will see how this year goes. The last year, the summer was really long. Even in October, we had like 25 degrees, which is not normal. But now the spring takes a really long time to come. So yeah, I cannot wait to knit actually some stuff up, and I will make another short vlog about it. So I hope I will see you there the next time. Yes, so what I wanted to say, thank you for being here, for sticking with me. I know I was absent for the whole month, and I'm really sorry. I will try to avoid this as much as possible. Yeah, I hope to see you the next time. If you like this content, please do subscribe, comment, like. It helps me a lot. It makes me feel that I'm actually being seen and somebody watches this. And yeah, let's create a nice community of friends. Because I actually don't have any friends that do knit. So it would be really nice to have some friends so we can share some knitting ideas and knitting patterns and knitting inspiration. And I will see you the next time. So thank you for watching and bye bye. Lying in the breeze.